Hello guys, so like it is in this video, I'm going to explain to you why World War III is going to start in 2017 and why I correctly predicted that in the first place. So I've been super busy with college and whatnot. I haven't found the time to get this video in, but I've been formulating some things since January the 30th of 2017. I've done a ton of research on World War III. I know exactly who the war is going to be behind, and all these chemical attacks against the kids and the women and children in Syria are deliberately being staged, and World War III is going to be fought, planned, and orchestrated over a major pipeline. There is a proposed Iranian, Iraqi, Syrian pipeline that would have natural gas flow through the Iranian area towards Europe through Iran, Iraq, and Syria. And the reason why this pipeline is not going through is because Assad does not want this pipeline to be constructed. And this is why the conflict and the chemical warfare, the chemicals that America is planting into these rebels, the rebels are killing these children over there, and they're sitting here blaming it on Assad. It's because the West wants to exploit the resources in the Middle East in order to get richer and richer and richer. This war is being fought over a pipeline, and this is about geopolitical competition. This is what the globalists are trying to do. They're trying to gain more control over the resources over there. This war has nothing to do with ISIS being so-called radical Muslims. The CIA orchestrates warfare throughout the world when they fund these terrorist groups. The military-industrial complex loves selling bombs in other countries to carry out geopolitical interests, and the CIA funds these terrorist groups so they can create an enemy. This is all such a big fucking joke. The whole population is so retarded. We're fighting the Muslims that hate America because of our freedom. They hate us because women wear blue jeans. That's not true. Like I said, the CIA and the Federal Reserve both have more power than the president. They who hold the knowledge have more power. Those who hold the intelligence in our foreign policy and in our banking system are the ones that hold the most power. But World War III would also benefit the Masonic Zionist bankers, the international bankers that rule the world. And they lend fiat money to the governments. The governments don't print it themselves. They lend it from private bankers. Then they charge them with interest. That is how the scam is carried out. But let me explain it to you by the numbers. I have talked about Vladimir Putin and the Zionist plan to destabilize the EU and to orchestrate a World War III. We have seen it happen. I have predicted World War III to happen since I've been formulating my research in January. Dozens of U.S. missiles hit the air base in Syria. This date, April the 6th, ladies and gentlemen, is super important. April the 6th can be written out as 4-6. In other words, 46, April the 6th. Also April the 6th, okay, if you are a foreigner, the 6th day of April can be written out as 64. Keep this in mind. This is really important. That is because World War in gematria equals 46, the initials. World War, also no coincidence that Woodrow Wilson, his two initials were WW, and the First World War was kicked off under his presidency. The Freemasons and the Zionists appoint puppets throughout the world. Our presidents are nothing but puppets to the Freemasonic Zionist bankers, AIPAC, in the military-industrial complex and the CIA. Trump ordered these attacks, these airstrikes in Syria on April the 6th of 2017. Interesting enough, 100 years ago, on April the 6th of 1917, we declared war upon the German Empire under the presidency of Woodrow Wilson. Exactly 100 years later, the globalists are setting their plans to stage warfare in Syria over access over this pipeline that would flow through Iran to Europe. And so the Freemasonic Zionist bankers can make more money when they lend money to countries that want to go to war. And so the military-industrial complex makes money off of selling machinery and bombs. And this is another thing, too, with the military-industrial complex, right? Any sane president would order boots on the ground if they were orchestrating these wars. Number one, you would gain respect in the people over there when you're able to sacrifice your own blood on the ground. Number two, okay, these families are being devastated when hundreds and hundreds of innocent civilians are being killed through bombs. You're going to be upset if you're an Iraqi, a Syrian, or an Afghani when your family members are innocent family members are being killed through drone strikes. The drone strikes that killed 100 people last month, the United States military said, "Oh, you'll be fine. You're not going to be hit. Blah blah blah. We're not gonna drone strike your area." Right? 100 people died, and you get upset when they kill your family members, and this is what encourages ISIS recruitment. And the CIA is orchestrating ISIS recruitment through these drone strikes. They know what they're doing. They want ISIS to get bigger so they can stage World War III. The best way to recruit for ISIS is to allow the West to continue these drone strikes. Upset people having their innocent family members killed is what fosters radical terrorism. And this is what the West and the military-industrial complex want. Dwight Eisenhower warned us against the military-industrial complex. But I'm going to break it to you by the numbers, okay? I explained to you the significance of April the 6th. You know why World War III is being staged right in front of our own goddamn eyes. Now, Donald Trump is a puppet of the Illuminati. Donald Trump and Illuminati both equal 48, okay? He is a puppet. This guy's a greedy billionaire who has bought out politicians to serve his crony capitalist ideas. So he gets richer and richer and richer, doesn't have to pay his suppliers and his workers. President Donald J. Trump is part of the Freemasonic gang of 33. 33, the highest degree of Masonry. President Donald J. Trump and Freemason both equal 96. He is a master Mason. Donald Trump has mastered the art of rhetoric. He has done that with his moronic supporters. Donald Trump equals 138. Master Mason equals 138. His supporters are outright lunatics, okay? These right-wing lunatics is why we always have support for all these wars. Oh, we have to fight the Muslims. Blah, blah, blah. Evil brown people bad. Blah, blah, blah. Right? There is no thinking these people. They're retarded. You get them to think that, oh, right, Islam's going to take over the world, blah, 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 blah. Not every Muslim is a terrorist, okay? Hatred and fear is what allows the elites to get control of the people and to arouse support for war. They certainly did it after 9/11. They wrote the Patriot Act right before 9/11. And that's speaking of 9/11, right? The 11th day of the month, the 11th day of the month, September the 9th month, 11-9, 119. 9/11 was a master plan. Freemasonic Zionist bankers, that's who rules the world, and that's who has control over Donald Trump. They are more powerful than the president and the CIA, the Federal Reserve, and the Freemasonic Zionist bankers, and the World Bank and the IMF. Financial fraud, interesting enough, equals 119. The all-seeing eye equals 119. The Star of David equals 119, right? Israel, the synagogue of Satan that rules over the world. Death ritual and patriarchy both equal 119. And this brings us to the number 64. Donald Trump's war equals 64. Okay, Donald Trump ordering these airstrikes in Syria on the 6th day of April, right? The 6th day of April. April is the 4th month. 6-4, right? As I said, WW World War equals 46, April the 6th. If you're outside the United States, you write your dates in reverse. The 6th day of April is written as 6-4. That equals 64. This is Donald Trump's war. He's a Zionist puppet. Russia is going to benefit from World War III. Trump and Russia, the United States, are in this together, so the elites get richer and richer and richer at the expense of you, who pays these tax dollars to Big Brother so they can carry out their war, while you're still a poor wage slave that still thinks our Republican Party is going to save you, the Democrats are going to save you. Israel, Zion, Synagogue of Satan, the gang that rules the world, the Zionist bankers, equals 64. Now this brings us to another point. The World War III starting in 2017. World War II ended in 1945. Now Donald Trump is the 45th president. He is the 45th president, and the last World War ended in the year 45. We take 1945 from 2017. That equals 72. You ask, what is significant of 72? The architect of World War III, the people who do not want to build the pipeline. Syria equals 72. President Trump equals 72. Now, Iran and Russia are trying to fight against ISIS. The Alliance for World War III. People, Russia is not on ISIS' side, okay? They're not going to join ISIS. They are controlled by the Zionists. If Vladimir Putin gets backing by these Zionist bankers and he carries out their war, Vladimir Putin and Russia are going to get richer and richer and richer. Granted, Syria doesn't have much oil. They're 30th in terms of the most oil. But Russia is definitely controlled by Zionists, and Putin himself is a Zionist puppet. Because Vladimir Putin, when Trump won the election, he is 64 years old. Like I said, Israel, Zion, Synagogue of Satan, all equal 46. This drone strike on the 6th day of April is no coincidence. Now, I would love to see what day of the year April the 6th is on. Right in front of our own eyes. Behold, people, the Freemasonic gang that were orchestrating this war. April the 6th is the 96th day of the year. The Freemasons, the Zionist bankers, are staging this war. President Donald J. Trump equals 96, the Freemason. The puppet. You suckers, you let Donald Trump play you all. He was never on your side. He never cared for the working people. He never cares about peace. He never cares about destroying the Federal Reserve. He does not care about building our infrastructure, bringing clean energy jobs to America, bringing prosperity from within. He is staging the wars of the globalists. Donald Trump's giving all the tax breaks to the multinational corporations and to the billionaires. Donald Trump is disgusting, a completely sociopathic, narcissistic lunatic. And even my most hardcore supporters still cuck the Donald Trump. Republicans are the biggest cucks of Donald Trump. All these parties, Obama bombing Libya and all of this. Obama is still bombing in Syria, right? All this fucking garbage, people, can you wake the fuck up and realize that it's the Masonic Zionist bankers that hold control over the two major parties in America? And this brings us to November the 9th, when Donald Trump was announced as the winner of the election, right? November the 9th can be written as 11-9, in other words, 119. Donald Trump won the election on November the 9th, he was announced as a winner in the following morning. I do not remember a winner being announced in the following morning. This brings us back to the Freemasonic Zionist bankers and their puppet. Trump's son-in-law Kushner has done deals in Russia and is a Jew himself. Ivanka married to Jared Kushner. Donald Trump had to sell his soul completely to the Zionists before he could become president. As I said, it's going to be Russia, NATO, and the U.S. all together. Russia, NATO, U.S. alliance equals 72. Assad may join ISIS. ISIS fighting against Russia. I'm sure Russia is going to want control over the area. People, Iran are fighting against ISIS too. Iran have Shia Muslims, the lighter skinned Muslims, the more educated Muslims, while ISIS is consisted of the majority, Sunni Muslims. So Iran is fighting against ISIS. ISIS and Assad are going to form a team together. Iran wants a pipeline too to navigate commerce. ISIS being staged by the military-industrial complex, being funded by the CIA. This controlled ops group is here to orchestrate this pipeline. Russia, NATO, U.S. alliance against ISIS and Assad equals 105. Israel, Masonry and Zionism equal 105. The Rothschild bankers are the ones who carry out the wars. House of Rothschild, the Zionist order, and Trump all equal 88. Republican Party equals 88. They're the ones carrying out World War III. Now, this brings us to Dick Cheney. Dick Cheney, number 2. Secretary Rex Tillerson, equal 105. He used to be the Exxon Oil CEO. He's going to help Russia. They're going to lift the sanctions against Russia, allow Exxon to do business with Russia, allow Exxon to make money for their shareholders, allow Rex Tillerson to get paid that dark money for helping Exxon carry out more business in Russia. Now, he is the 69th Secretary of State. This guy totally looks like the devil right there. He has that evil, wicked Dick Cheney look on his face. This guy is evil to the core. Interesting that Dick Cheney Dick Cheney the second in gematria equals 69. And he is the 69th Secretary of State. The U.S. and Russia are in this together. Trump is in debt with Russia. Trump and Kushner do deals with Russia. These rich people get richer and richer when they serve as puppets of Zionist bankers. Now, he received an order of friendship from Vladimir Putin. He received this honor from Vladimir Putin in contribution for helping develop in the energy sector. Now, Rex Tillerson got paid a really big compensation package for, I don't believe he sold his stock, but I believe that his compensation package has got a premium included into it for serving as Secretary of State, for helping Exxon, out in exchange. I believe these compensation packages are bigger than they really should be when these guys join the government, because that premium is their bribe for carrying out the interests of Exxon as a corporate agent in the government. Rex Tillerson is a corporate agent. He's going to help out those big guys at Exxon get richer and richer and richer. All these guys that own stock still. But once I said they're trying to destabilize the European Union, the Zionist bankers are trying to set off another financial crisis, as well as Putin. You never know. I believe Putin is trying to destabilize the EU. He wants to make Russia number one. Destabilize the European Union, and we have Brexit, which is going to set off a financial crisis. Masonry, all equal 33. 33, the highest degree of Masonry. And Rex Tillerson, was the 33rd president of the Boy Scouts of America. So we are ruled by the gang of 33. He's a Freemason. He's a Zionist. Now the war in Syria equals 137. That's the 33rd prime. War in Syria also equals 56. And this is what ISIS is designed to do. Is stage World War III. Get funded by the West. Help the military-industrial complex get richer. Stage a war against Assad. Allow Russia, allow America, allow ExxonMobil, allow Trump to get richer and richer and richer. When he's allowed to do more deals once the sanctions against Russia are lifted. This is the year 17. World War III, the war in Syria equals 17. World War III equals 37. And WikiLeaks, which helped Russia win this election, part of the Zionist rigging by the numbers. 2017 equals 37. 2017, the year for World War III. Prophecy in the making. ExxonMobil, Mobil, and Standard Oil helped form ExxonMobil. Mobil was founded 106 years ago. And this is all done by the numbers once again. These right-wing groups are being funded by the Masonic Zionist bankers so they can incite the population with Islamophobia and war propaganda against Assad. And this brings us to Assad, people. Assad, okay, Bashar Assad was born on 9/11. This is going to be an inside job. He was born on 9/11, people. 9/11. 11-9. The 11th day of the 9th month, 119. The next 9/11 in the making may very well be coming our own way. What's going to set off a World War III? As I've said with 119, how this number connects to the Zionists. He was born on September 11th of 1965. 65 and 19 both add up to 84. 84, a really key number. Jesuit, the Roman Catholic Church is going 84. In 2017, right, before the strikes against Syria on April the 6th of 2017, we've had 16 9/11s, right? This war occurring right after the 16th anniversary of 9/11. 16 is a really key number for the Freemasons. Once again, people, 16 equals 96 and 33. The gang of 33. So once again, people, World War III is being staged right in front of our own eyes. Russia-US-NATO against ISIS and Assad. War over the pipeline from Iran to Europe. Allow the Masonic Zionist bankers to get rich when they lend money to the governments. ExxonMobil lift sanctions against Russia. Allow the Trumps to do deal making with Russia. And allow ExxonMobil to get richer and richer and richer. And this is why Rex Tillerson's being paid obscenely exorbitant amounts of money in order to become the Secretary of State of the United States. His compensation package is worth more than he actually would have been paid if he wasn't going to become Secretary of State. That premium is pretty much his bribe for carrying out Exxon's interests. Dick Cheney number 2, and Dick Cheney was CEO of Halliburton. When will you people wake the fuck up? World War III is being staged right in front of our own eyes. Oh, if we don't like Hillary Clinton, we're going to burn World War III. People, Donald Trump donated money to Clinton Foundation. He's in the same gang as all of them. I'm friends with Chuck Schumer. I'm friends with Harry Reid, right? I donate to everyone. I'm so rich, I shit in a golden toilet. I'm so rich. And I'm now a populist. We've been screwed in all these trade deals, blah, blah, blah. We need to raise the minimum wage, blah, blah, blah. We're being screwed in all these deals, blah, blah, blah. What a joke, man. Donald Trump has 6 Goldman Sachs bankers in his cabinet. And once again, just keep our fingers crossed. I'm at a loss for words. I have no idea what's going to happen. America peaked right after World War II. I don't know if we'll survive World War III. I just hope that this isn't going to be the end of America. I hope it isn't. I fear for a collapse of our money supply if we're going to be so broke. Donald Trump going to Mar-a-Lago every single week. Already spent more in a month than what Obama did in a year in his vacation expenses. The billionaire class got who they wanted in the government. This brings us to my next video, my political video, on the election being rigged against Donald Trump and Bernie Sanders. Really, if we lived in a real democracy, Bernie Sanders would have been our president, and so would Dr. Ron Paul 4 years ago. So you should see what the evil gang, the synagogue of Satan, has, but it's so miserable when you think about it, you know, and just always, when this war stop, you know, when this is greed stop, you know, they keep on robbing us with inflation, Zionist bankers. Completely narcissistic, sociopathic people. Still, we have a bunch of brain-dead sheep, and this is why the elites don't think of us to begin with. You know, they don't have much respect for us, so just keep our fingers crossed and just hope we can survive. I know what's going to happen with this world war.